This video aims to teach critical thinking in the form of a mnemonic and is followed by an example thereafter to demonstrate application. Our proposed mnemonic is Titanic. We want to think critically, delve deeper into issues, and not just remain at the tip of the iceberg. We will be showing how to apply Titanic on this article that says being single is healthier. T stands for trust no one. Before analyzing any article, always check the credibility of the source. Check the origin, tone, and words used before coming to a decision to accept it or not. The Health Sheet is India's largest health website that focuses on giving health advice with 800,000 followers on their Facebook page. I stands for Inspect for Fallacies. One must always inspect the source thoroughly for fallacies, as one fallacy might affect the credibility of the source greatly. From Titanic, we know that this statement is fallacious in nature. There is no proof of the study that established the claim, and also no formal definition of social networks. T stands for terminology tone. Check for formal definitions of terminologies to ensure that the reader follows the author's argument and intentions. Meanwhile, the tone gives a hint of the author's stance/purpose, even though the source may seem neutral at first glance. Though the article is relatively easy to read for the average reader with minimum terminologies, the formal definition of health is not defined at the start. However, is it good that the article is written in a scientific and neutral tone? The author's personal views on the fact that being single is healthier is not communicated. A stands for analyze evidence. Look out for both anecdotal and factual evidences that support the claims of the author. From Titanic, it seems that there is only one psychologist who believes that being single is indeed healthier. The article conveniently leaves out other evidences that might be contradicting. N stands for notice alternative views. The audience is presented with a wider range of viewpoints which help in making the article less biased. Right till the end, the article remains one-sided and does not weigh both sides of the argument. The audience may question if counter-arguments were left out on purpose. The last 2 points are higher-level critical thinking. I stands for identify and challenge the assumption. The assumptions made by the author might be biased and unfounded. This article assumes at the very start that singles are not as healthy as married couples. But what if we want to challenge that assumption? What if there is no correlation between being single or married with health? C stands for craft and defend a stand. Craft out a conclusion based on previous evidence derived earlier to support your stand. After analyzing the whole article, we deem the article to be less credible as reflected by the fallacies and lack of counter-arguments. Furthermore, the disclaimer presented contradicts the website's information of being a place to obtain credible information from experts. Therefore, we deem the news to be less reliable. By following Titanic, we are able to prevent the tragedy that happened to our MS Titanic, the assumption of the iceberg. We are now able to think critically about information that is presented to us and uncover the hidden parts of the iceberg that cannot be seen. Hence, think critically, think Titanic.